I'm going to be doing one more of these real quick. Something happened today. Yesterday, one of these bookstores that, has some things going on. Something wants me to believe that they're using this bookstore as an alternative venue for litigious process or court process, including court process that might transcend the immediate jurisdiction of the Northern District Federal Court of the state of Texas. And my understanding is part of the reason this happened is because of what they did at the library when they removed all of the government documents. Public Library downtown is a repository of government documents. But right after they opened up, after the onset of COVID-19, they began this selective culling of the shelves. And I don't know if they've been doing this in libraries in other parts of the country. I don't know why they've been doing it in the libraries in the northern Texas area. If nothing else, it's bond fraud, right? It's fraud against the securities that were set up with an understanding that the financing is going to be provided based on assets within the municipality. We're going to be certain quality, and we're going to contain certain things like government documents, like information about federal cases that was on the shelves in the library before they shut it down for COVID and opened it up, and all of the court information is gone, and all of the legal information is gone, right? So my understanding is they've been using this bookstore as an alternative legal venue. Haven't really confirmed it, but a lot of things have been correlating. A lot of timelines correlate with that place. Just yesterday, May 29th, they put a book on discount. It is a biography of the former Secretary of Defense, Donald Rumsfeld. Now, before I was forced out, before whatever happened, the forced entry and all that stuff happened last September, last summer, there was an announcement that Donald Rumsfeld had substantial holdings in municipal bonds. There was a specific amount that was listed, and they said he was selling them. It was a public notice that he was going to be selling, if not billions, at least hundreds of millions of dollars of stakes he and an investment company he was in the leadership of were going to be selling. They just put his book on discount yesterday. They put his book on discount what would be 8 days after the 4th anniversary of that one Dallas-Fort Worth Muni and 3 years after the other Dallas-Fort Worth Muni for the airport. 8 days is important. It's 1 day after 7 days, for instance. But it also, I believe, is aiming for June 2nd. And I'm very concerned about this because what ended up happening yesterday lets me know, unfortunately, probably one of the worst case scenarios that could possibly be imagined has actually been commenced. And I'm horrified and I'm disappointed that for 6 years now, this has been moving forward unrelentingly. And nobody wanted to demonstrate some sort of capacity to acknowledge what was already unfolding before their eyes until it got to this point. I don't know if a retraction can be called on what happened yesterday, what happened last night, and what happened today. I know I went to McDonald's, and there was an incident where the security guard did things security guards all over the city do on big, big transactional days like today, which is find a reason to justify banning me after he has his cell phone in his crotch. Now, this has been happening the entire time I've been here, but these things are not unrelated. And I'm very concerned that this indicates a sort of closure on a long-term, intentionally orchestrated process that goes back at least 37 years, at least 37 to 40 years. As if they, 40 years ago, made an intentional effort to make a long-term, up to 40-year plan. And it's coming to a head now. The problem is, it could have been prevented. There were things that could have been implemented to de-escalate this and to prevent it, and every single time the possibility came up, it was refused action commensurate with the need. So we're in a very, very tenuous place at this point in time. And, that's so ironically, I found this plastic bag. The date they discounted this book by Donald Rumsfeld would have been the 10th day after I purchased my camera from the same place. That's not a fucking coincidence.